We are recording, so you're good to go. I'm gonna mute myself and pin your video.
Cool. Okay, so tonight I just kind of want to talk about, I titled it Breaking the Bad and Starting New, and so I just kind of want to talk about what that means and how to do it. This can be like bad habits, bad mindsets, bad routines, literally anything holding you back or holding you down, and kind of just picture it as a weight that's holding you down from success. I just want us all to drop some pounds tonight. So the first thing that I want to talk about is these bad habits or bad mindsets, bad work ethic, anything like that. It's not always our fault. So not to like blame our parents or anything like that, but sometimes it's like things that are learned or like influences that we had growing up or the way that we grew up. So I just kind of want y'all to drop a 1 in the comments if any of these pertain to you. Like if any of your influences or parents, like they weren't really goal setters or goal getters. If maybe they had like a poverty mentality. Maybe they were okay, like just settling, like just getting by, or maybe not even getting by at all. Or maybe like just laziness, like just, it doesn't even have to be like work or money related. And like totally, again, not to throw our parents under the bus, but like drop a 1 if when we were growing up, we were never really taught how to set goals and we were never really like pushed and motivated in that way, or we were never taught how to be independent. We were never taught money management. Like that's a big thing for me. And like some of us were privileged enough that we didn't have to work for much. So getting to this stage in our life, no matter if you are 18 or 42 on this Zoom, we're all women and we're all evolving and we all are constantly growing. And so these are all things that we have to know how to do. We all have to know how to set goals. We all have to know how to manage our money and go get those goals and be independent and work hard and do all these things. And so I think sometimes unknowingly the way that we grow up and our influences in the things that we practice throughout our childhood and into womanhood, we kind of carry through and we don't recognize that it's a problem. And then a lot of the times, like me personally, something that I'm learning about myself is like, I carry a lot of traits that, like I picked that up from my parents, like even in my parenting, and it affects me in my business, it affects me in school. And sometimes we have to be able to recognize that these are things that we need to grow out of. And so when we're stuck in these, sorry, like I keep looking at my notes because y'all know I'll go on like a whole different tangent, but when we get stuck in these bad mindsets, or we get stuck in not working and not setting goals and not doing the things that we need to grow and evolve, then that stunts our growth. It stunts our growth as women. It stunts our growth in our business and our money making and our educations and our relationships in every way. So the first thing that we have to do to get out of this cycle and this routine is to recognize. We have to learn to recognize the bad in our life. So is it negativity? Is it lack of motivation, like self-motivation? Is it lack of taking initiative? Is it lack of just working and thriving? And like whatever it is, if you are lacking in an area, you have to be able to first recognize it, or it's never going to change. So like some things that I hear a lot are like, well, I just don't have time, so I haven't been working, which is like one prime example, because the first thing that I ask people, especially like moms on my team, is like, okay, so what time do you wake up and what time do you go to bed? And I'm not saying wake up at the crack of dawn, and I'm not saying go to sleep at midnight, but if you're waking up at 10 o'clock in the morning, you've probably wasted a good 2 hours of your day. I feel like 8 o'clock is reasonable, and just like adjusting your schedule. And are you waking up in the morning and the first thing you do, like, is it checking Twitter? Because like that's what I was doing for months. The first thing that I did was check my notifications, look through some notifications, scroll for a little bit, probably get on Twitter, and I was wasting valuable time. And so now when I get up in the morning, I don't even look at my phone for the first like 20 minutes of my day. I wake up, I write down what I'm doing today, what I'm going to get done this morning, and then usually I'll have a prayer, or if my kids are awake, I'll make them breakfast, and then I'll look at my phone. And then instead of going to Twitter and like doing that stuff, because now I don't have time because I'm trying to rush and get us out of the door, then I'm throwing up a post on my story, or I'm interacting, or I'm following, or whatever I can get done in that little span of time, and taking advantage of my morning. Another red flag that you're stuck in the bad is you're just not progressing. Like, you've been at the same rank. Maybe you lost your rank. Maybe you're not growing in leadership. Maybe you haven't enrolled in months and like you're just stuck and you're not constantly growing and getting better. And if you're stuck here, you're never going to promote to here, and your paycheck's never going to get here. You're always going to be stuck right there. So that's another red flag that something is wrong. Something needs to be adjusted. Another big thing is if you are a leader that has like more than just a couple people on your team, and if you're not yet, one day you will be, so still listen to this part, but is your team leaving? Is your team not working? And I don't mean just like Sally that started 2 weeks ago, or like a couple people here and there. I mean, like, over the last few months of your business, have you had multiple people quit? Like, is your team not following you? Is your team giving up? Are you getting frustrated? Are they not getting on Zooms and not enrolling? And the best way, instead of getting frustrated about that, that's a red flag of, okay, there's something about me. Because if multiple people are not working, there's something that I'm not giving them as a leader. And that could be pouring into your team. Are you negative? Are you consistent? Because people need consistency, especially when they're new and they're just starting and they're feeling it out and growing and learning into this business. And you're like, hey, on a Monday, and then like 3 weeks later, you're like, are you going to run your auto ship? Like, that's not consistent, and that's not building that relationship. And also part of that is people like people that know where they're going. So like Shy, if Shy was just, because she's my upline, obviously, like I signed with her. If I joined with Shy and she was just a hotmess.com and didn't know anything about anything, which she kind of did because we joined kind of at the same time, but she was like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to sign 2 customers, or we're going to sign 4 customers, and we're going to get this shopping spree. And it was clear and it was direct. And sometimes we lose our team in the chaos, and we lose our team when we don't even have goals for ourselves. If your team doesn't know what you're working for and doesn't see that you have goals that are attainable and you're showing them how to do it, then in turn, they can't set goals because they don't know what they're doing and they don't know the steps to follow. And so that just kind of goes into confidence, like our confidence, not only in the business, but as women, it carries into our relationships, and it carries into, again, like our education and all of those things.
Chime in real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so you said that, and I had to say this. So if y'all don't know mine and AJ and I's story, I mean, like, we both got started, and just like calling out there like it is, we both quit. And like, it happened, and like, granted, we both came back and we both are now like killing it, but like, that did happen. And like, I truly can say that, like, I think the majority of that is because like I stopped, so AJ's leader stopped, so what did she do? She stopped, and like, granted, Shay was still here, Courtney Bohr, I mean, they're obviously still there, like, at this time. I mean, well, they're still here now. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you set the pace for your team, and like, just because you have like an upline or your team has like leaders above them, like, let's just say like AJ were to quit tomorrow, like, let's just say that her team will slowly start to die off. I'm still going to be here working my business, but I mean, that's just how it is, you guys. So like, don't, like, I don't know where I was going with that, but I just like kind of wanted to like put that together, like, just because and like, I guess going along with that, if your leader like isn't giving her all, like isn't doing that, then like that doesn't mean that you don't have to be. Does that make sense? I don't know. I hope that makes sense. But I kind of thought about that.
Like, so seriously, y'all, like, drop a 2 right now in the comments if like your upline quit, or Shy quit, or I quit, or Shay quit, if y'all would quit, or if y'all would be like, this is chaotic, I don't know what I'm doing. Because seriously, like, if Shy or Shay quit, like, those are my uplines, and that's who I follow. I try to follow in their footsteps. I would be like, like, at the end of the day, I still need to pay my bills, so I'm still going to be working, but it would be a little bit chaotic, and I wouldn't know the path to follow, and I wouldn't have that same confidence in the business, and I wouldn't know, like, you know what I'm saying? So just being confident and being consistent is really going to pay off. And if you start to see that your team isn't working, or people are kind of like pushing you away, that's something about you, and that could be like negativity, inconsistency, anything like that. So yeah, the first step is just recognizing the bad, recognizing the red flags, and how you take responsibility for that. And then the second thing that we have to do to get out of these bad cycles is, it's easy. It's just call it out, like call it for what it is. If you haven't been posting and you haven't been messaging and you've been really inconsistent and you don't know what you're doing this month, I think it's the, what is it, the 16th or 17th of the month. If it's the 16th or 17th of the month and you're not halfway to your goal, then you don't know where you're going. And it's just another month wasted. You have to start and say, this is what I'm doing and this is what I'm going to get done. And if you haven't done that, then call that out. And I'm not saying it's too late, but you have to be able to address it.
Yeah, I'm going to jump in there too. Like, I was so funny that you just brought that up. I literally just printed out these like task things. This is what I do every single day, but like on the side, I hope y'all can read that. It just basically like says things to do. And it says follow 200 Instagram, friend 50 Facebook, 7 host to post up a day, which I am so green, Lexi. Obviously I do more than 7, but like I have like my daily things to do. So like on Tuesday, I know it's really small. Y'all see how much I have left to do. So like, tonight, all of that's going to be checked off, you know? And like, if you're like a checklist type of person, like just do something like this. Like, I'm super green, so I have to do things like this. But like, I can look at this and I can be like, oh my God, I didn't do anything yesterday. And I can put myself out and I'm like, so you know what? I'm going to do what I didn't do yesterday. And then I'm going to start on today's. And I just like kind of do that. And like, granted, I don't do that as much now, but just being open and honest, like I still don't do everything I need to every single day. Like sometimes it just happens, you guys, like life happens. So I feel like as long as you can point yourself out, that's where the like difference in that is. Cause like I can point myself out and be like, home girl, like you gotta go. So, but yeah, I had to say that too. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, but also like not even just pointing it out to yourself, but like what I love about this business is we have an endless source of support. And it doesn't necessarily have to come from your upline or your downline. It doesn't have to be somebody close to you. We have sideline sisters. We have people that are just pushing in the same rank that you can get in Boss Tribe and see like, oh, she's pushing for Diamond too, and like connect that way. And so I just want you to drop a 1 if anybody in here has ever done a coaching call, has been on a coaching call with somebody like your upline, whoever. Drop a 2 if you can text your upline. Like if you can reach your upline right now and they're going to answer you, drop a 2. And then drop a 3 if you can text their upline. So like for me, that would be Shay. And then drop a 4 if you have a sideline sister. Like you don't even, like she's not even on your team, but you know somebody. So all of y'all dropping numbers, that just shows how big of a support system that you have. And so go to those people. Like you can come to me and be like, AJ, like I haven't worked in a week. And I'd be like, girl, let's get it together. And it's support and it's love. It's not like, oh my God, like what are you doing? But we're all in this for the same reason. And like me personally, I love the, what is the word that I'm looking for? Is it integrity? Is that the word? But like when people can just say like, I'm not doing it, and then we can address the problem. And I help people and I talk to people every day that aren't even on my team, but they just want more out of this business and they're willing to call themselves out. And so, yeah, so that's the second thing. Just call it out. Call it for what it is. Call it out to yourself. Maybe like you even have somebody outside of the business that loves you and supports you and wants you to do great things. Like maybe that's a boyfriend or a best friend. Like my best friend, sometimes I can even talk to her and she doesn't want to be part of the business, but she supports me and encourages me that way. So Isaac's crying, sorry, in the background. But the third thing that you have to do is just change it. Literally, simple. So recognize it, call it out, change it. So y'all have probably heard that it takes a minimum of 21 days to create a habit. And so when you start this business, it's new and it's weird and like you don't really know what you're doing. But we all do the same things every single day. So it doesn't matter if you're on day 1 or day 1,001. Like we're all going to do the same things. And so if your upline is saying, hey, just throw this on your story, do that for 21 days. And it's going to be a little bit weird at first and you don't want to do it. And you might not even want to do it as a Black Diamond, whatever, ambassador, but we still do it. And even like me, there's been things recently that like, I'm like, okay, I need to make a video that has my voice in it every single day. So that's my goal for the next 21 days. I think I'm on day like 3. But that's weird for me. That's uncomfortable for me. So that's me changing that. Another thing that you can do, like if you struggle with time management, is just create a schedule. And like, we're not all green. I'm not very green. I'm super, super yellow. I think like 1,002% yellow. But we can all take little parts of all those colors. And if y'all don't know what that is, green is just very, very like organized and very like,
I got you.
Visual.
You have charts, 4 binders for one thing, analytical. You have to know every single detail. Like your OCD. Most greens are OCD, but I feel like also most girls are OCD. But like for me, I joined the business before I clicked submit. I had read through the compensation plan multiple times. Like, I don't know, like I was extra, honestly. Like I just did so many things. Hi, Newton. But yeah, like I hope that makes sense. But like if you're green, you have to know all the details before you mentally feel comfortable to do something. And like that's kind of like what a green. So yeah.
Yeah. So like literally like if you're not green, because I'm not green, like Shy taught me how to block schedule, and that's how I address that problem of time management. Another thing is just like writing your goals, like physically, I don't care what color you are, write out your goals, and then under that write how I'm going to get to them. So is it promotion? How are you going to get to that promotion? And that doesn't automatically mean I'm going to sign this many customers. Maybe it's your leadership, or maybe it's your mindset, maybe it's your consistency, whatever it is, and write down how you're going to change that. Because it's really easy to say, like, it's really easy for me to say, I'm going triple diamond, but like, how am I going to do that? And if I don't know how to do that, then how am I going to then teach somebody else how to do that when it's their time to go triple diamond, which is just another part of leadership. And then a really big thing is just like money management. And like a lot of us don't even have like a surplus of money to be like, oh, I need to manage my money. But like doing it in advance is what's going to help you. And like we go through big jumps in this business. Like usually at a 9 to 5, you get like what, a 25-cent raise, but like we go up hundreds and thousands. So getting like, I think my diamond to double was like, I want to say it was like, I'm just going to tell you all my business, but it was like, I think my diamond was like $1,300. And then when I got my double check, when it was over $4,000, I was like, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, I spent that whole check in like 2 months. Like it was gone. And I was like, I'm going to put some in savings. And I was like, I'm just, I'm so rich. No, definitely not. And so learning how to manage your money, even like right now, like even if you feel like you're just getting by, something that I like live by is like, if I can't buy it twice, I can't buy it at all. Like if you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it type of thing. And that's going to take you further in this business, because it's going to teach you how to invest your money right and save your money right. And then when you do end up getting that $10,000 paycheck, you're going to know what to do with it.
I just wanted to jump in real quick again. I'm just probably going to do that like 5 more times. But like I put this in the chat, but I just like want y'all to see like the jumps that we have in this business, you guys. Like I cannot explain it. I literally just like my chest is tight. I got a $7,000 raise in 1 month, you guys. In 1 month, my paycheck went from, I can't do math. It went up $7,000. Okay. Like that was unbelievable to me. And the same thing as AJ. Where's that paycheck? So I don't know, somewhere. It's not my bank account, but like, that's just like, I don't know, like just money management is just so important. And it's not even just like she said, you don't have to have a surplus of money to manage it. It's just like those little things, just like setting a budget for yourself and just simply sticking to it. Hi, Newton. He hears me. But yeah, so it's just like sticking to that little budget. And then I just love that she said that though, because this business does like fluctuate, but I mean, that's also a good thing, and it is a business. And another tip I wanted to give you guys, I can't find it right now because it's under my 6,000 stacks of paper, but on a sticky note in my budget book, because I do have a book for budgeting, go figure, I just put like a little sticky note, and I put exactly like when I get a $15,000 paycheck, where is it going to go, and like exactly what am I going to do with it. And then I wrote from 15 to in 10,000 increments all the way up to $100,000 paychecks, you guys. So all the way up until I go Black Diamond, I know exactly how much money is going into savings, into X, into Y, for bills, like for all those type of things. And like that's also just like with me dreaming bigger. Like I truly know that I'm going to make a $100,000 paycheck in a month from this business. And like, do I know how long it's going to take me? I hope it's next year, but I don't know, you know? So it's just like knowing exactly where it goes. So then once you do get that, you don't get that like, oh my God, like what do I do with this? Because that's exactly what I did when I saw my first 5-figure paycheck. I was like, this is so much money. Like, what do I do with it? And I spent it everywhere. So that, yeah.
Yeah. And that just goes, that just goes back to responsibility. Like when I was talking about it in the beginning, my parents never really taught me how to be responsible. Like as far as money and as far as like, you know, when you like, what am I trying to say? Like when I first started working, I thought it was just like, I could like show up when I wanted to and call in when I wanted to. That's not how the real world works. And so just little things like that, like sometimes we're not always taught, or sometimes we have that bad example, but getting out of that mentality and getting out of those routines and those habits are what's going to take you further. And so, yeah, just to recap, basically, sorry, this is like going everywhere, but so to break these bad habits and these bad mindsets, you literally call it out, recognize it, and then change it. And it's really that simple. And I hope that y'all all know that you have, again, such a big support system. Like anybody, like I feel like I'm just going to like call random people because I feel like I could text you all. Like if I text Haley right now, I was like, Haley, like I haven't been working. Granted, we don't talk all the time, but she'd probably be like, okay, and like help me however she can. Like it doesn't matter. Or like Mariah, like I could text Mariah, I could text Ashley, I could text Cheyenne, like literally anybody, because we're all here for each other. And it doesn't matter if somebody is at a higher rank than you. It doesn't matter if somebody is at a lower rank than you. We're all going through the same thing. We do the same thing every single day. We all want the same thing out of this business. We all want the shmoneys. So we're here for each other. But yeah, that was my spiel.
Yeah. I also like going along with that. I mean, I just know like Danny and I have grown like really close in this business together, and like AJ and I obviously, well, we were best friends before this, so she doesn't count, but you know what I mean? But like I can go to them and like I can go to like my leaders and just say like, I haven't been working. And it's just like being able to be open and honest like that. Like obviously it is hard for me to say that because I don't want you guys to think like, well, if like she's not working, like, oh my gosh, you know, so like I definitely do show up every single day, and like some days it is harder, I guess, or I show up more than others, but at the same time, like I know that I am showing up every single day, but that also doesn't mean that I'm going to harp on you if you're not. Like life happens, you guys, and like I cannot explain that enough. Like I understand that like life is gonna happen sometimes, but yeah, that was kind of all I was going with there. But like just be like, if you can be open and honest with yourself and open and honest with your leaders, it allows us to be able to help you more. So like if someone came to me and was like, look, like I'm just having a really hard time doing this, like can you like just help me? And like I will literally go into my phone and set personal reminders to like, I'm just gonna say Ashley because I see her face, like text Ashley at 8 a.m. to post a story, text Ashley at noon to post on her feed. And like we will do that for you guys, because at the same point, like I had to have someone do that for me. And like obviously now being in it 2 years, I've gone that 21-day cycle to where it's not really a habit, or it's a habit now. But I know at the beginning, like Shay was always like, did you message today? And I was like, yeah. And then I would go like send out 50 messages real quick, because if she asked for screenshots, I had to be able to send her something. And then I was actually just about to send out Ashley. Yeah.
Another thing, Ashley, I couldn't see your whole message. It went too fast, but I saw accountability. So also one thing that I wrote down, sorry to like go off track a little bit, but drop a 5 if you are in some type of accountability chat. So one idea that I'm about to start with my team, obviously like Shy, if you don't want to do this with your team, but I am going to start or recommend that people do some type of like accountability partner. So like, I think me and Mariah, I just see your face. So I think me and Mariah are in the same accountability chat. So like me personally, like I'm not always the most active in the accountability chats, and that doesn't mean that I'm not doing anything. But honestly, when I'm doing the absolute most, I'm always in the accountability chat. So like if Mariah hasn't seen my name all day, she can be like, hey girl, what's up? That sort of thing. And again, it doesn't matter like if they're above you, below you, whatever, we're all doing the same thing every single day. And so that's just another way to call ourselves out without even calling ourselves out. Because if we haven't put anything in that accountability chat all day, then it's basically saying like, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and just like holding each other accountable that way. Yeah, the notifications. Yeah, Ashley, me too. So like sometimes like, or in the morning, it kills me. I don't know why, but like it kills me in the morning if people are already posting in the accountability chat and I've been asleep. I don't know why that bothers me so much, but I feel like I have to like scramble and like catch up.
I'm the same way, because like I don't look at my phone for like 1 to 2 hours after I wake up, and that's just because like I have like my me time, like personal development, getting my mind right.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not about to look in that chat, because like I remember, I think it was the day that I was leaving to Ohio to go visit Danny, and like at 4:00 in the morning, someone was like posted on stories, and I was like, oh my god, like I was freaking out. But it was like, you know what? Like I know I'm gonna get my work done like later in the day. Also, my face is incredibly red right now, and I don't know why, but it's fine. So
but also I don't know if Emily is on here, but last night I was on work Zoom with Shy and Emily. And I had to be up at 5 this morning. And so it was 11 o'clock, it was 11 something. And I was like, I have to go to bed. And it killed me because I knew that they were still there and I had to get off before them.
We literally like battled. It was so funny because like it's not like we're being competitive, but I was like, I am not gonna go to sleep first. And then Emily was like, I'm gonna go to bed. And I was like, okay.
Sports, yeah, like in sports, I'm so competitive, but like in stuff like this, like business, I'm not. But when you know that like Cheyenne makes a higher paycheck than me, and like it killed me to know that I was going to sleep and like she was still awake. So like kind of be
you woke up at
competitive
5 and I woke up at like 9, so there's a difference.
Yeah. But yeah, that was my thing. So I hope y'all got something from that. Shy, if you want to stop the recording.